Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. This video is cool. You can make 4 different things out of one item, out of one little bit of work. So we're going to start, and I'm going to just zoom in on the center of the page. And I'm going to go to my polygon tool and get common shapes and get this teardrop. And I'm not going to hold down the control button. I'm going to make it kind of elongated teardrop. Now, for some reason, I like working the other direction because I'm going to flip it. And then I'm going to put an ellipse. I'm going to hit P, put that in the center of the page, which really doesn't matter. Then I'm going to grab that 4-sided. That's what you do when you get the 2-sided. And I'm going to have it snap to there. That's going to give me a center of rotation for my flower petal. So I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. Double click on it and then move that to the center and rotate it 45 degrees. And then Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D. Now you could keep the center, but I find it looks better if you take it away. We're going to go ahead and make all those black by filling them in and taking away the outline. I'm going to Control G to group it, and then I'm going to make it quite a bit littler. I am going to hit P, put it in the center of the page, and I am going to draw a square, but I really want a rectangle. That's a little bit wide, so I'm going to hold down the Shift key and see how it grows from the inside. And then if I grab the Shift key again, it'll grow from the outside. The main thing you can do is to keep it in the center of the page. So then grab your flower and hit the plus key and get that X. And you've got to make sure it snaps to the node. If it doesn't snap to the node, which I didn't hit it on that corner, it won't work because that's splitting these petals in half. Now I could figure this thing out by, I could move it over, but it's just so easy just to take it, especially since it's a rounded or an odd number. But just make sure you get on the node. Then I'm hitting the plus key again. I'm not using Control D at this time because Control D would continue putting one further out. But if you'll grab that X, put it right there on the node. Plus key, right there on that node. My nudge factor set on 12 inches. I want to nudge that out of the way twice. I'm going to group this together, Control G. Now I'm going to bring that back. I can see my red on top. It has to be on top for this to work. Select all your items and go right here to intersect. And that made this square. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And now you can make it any size you want. I'm going to hold down the Shift key to have it grow from the inside. So 2 things you can do, Control D and duplicate it, get the 2-sided X, Control D and duplicate it, get the 2-sided cross or arrows, Control D and duplicate it. And see, that's why I don't like Control D. Control D and duplicate it, get the 2-sided arrow. I was holding down the Shift key, hold down the Control button, grab it, Control D, and you might as well you can't even, I don't even have to look, it's going to be on the right below, and you already got the Control key. Now you can do that. We're going to just take one of these away, and I've already got it up there so you can see the example. I'm going to make this quite a bit smaller. And now I'm going to do, I just did earlier today, a pattern that's pretty cool around a circle. But just to prove it works, I'm going to hit P, Control D to make a duplicate, 2-sided arrow, bring it in, 2-point line. And I'm not going to, so I'm going to mirror that or rotate it 10 degrees, Control D and duplicate it and mirror it back the other way. Normally I would do this and I would go like 10.01 degrees. And then that way when you rotate it, you won't have any lines. I think there's a line right there. But get your envelope form, and I've got plenty of videos on how to do that. Left click, right click, and I'm actually going to rotate this 90 degrees, kind of have it sit, because it's a rectangle. It won't really affect it or matter. I'm going to go to effect, and I don't want to extrude it. I want to go to effects and envelope, get it right here and place it inside there, and look at that. Now shift select the box, go EC. I'm going to move it to the right, and that's because I wanted to get rid of that. So I'm just going to move to the left twice. But before that, I'm going to get my Alt key and hold this down and delete all that. Now I've nudged it over twice. I'm going to nudge over twice back. I'm going to select this. I'm going to Control D, alternate C. And we're already at 90 degrees, so I'm going to go plus 20. And see, it just worked. And then just go all the way around. Control D, Control D, Control D. And that is this one right here. I do it in yellow so you can see a little bit better. The other thing we could do, and I erased mine, so I'm going to use this one right here. As long as it's grouped together, I'm going to draw an ellipse. You know what? We can do it on the black. Let me bring this black down. I'm going to get an ellipse and just put it anywhere in that drawing. It's got to fit, so it can't be too big. So I'm going to hold down the shift key, make it a little bit smaller. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to select them, both of them, and go EC. And that should have put it in the center. There it did. It's working a little slow. Then make sure you have your ring selected. Open up your Docker under Effects and Lens, and go up here and go to Fisheye, and look at that. Now you could go at 100, or you can go to 200. Let's just do 100. I think I did 200 on the last one. But then you have to freeze it. It's called frozen. Move that out of the way. Right click, no outline, and you get rid of that box. Now what I did on this one, and because I nudged, I'm going to make this all green. And I'm going to make a duplicate of this, nudge it over, and look at that. It looks like it's coming off the paper, like a ball. That's 3 pretty cool effects, or 4 really, all in one, just by doing that right here. And you could use any flower. They have to be symmetrical, and they have to be all 4 the same. And you could add more flowers, small flowers in this void spot. This flower doesn't have to be the same. You could rotate it another 5 degrees and have a little bit offset. Anyway, I hope that gave you an idea or two, and thank you for watching.